Hello everyone, it's Dami, your Battlegrounds potato. If you don't know me, I'm a quite consistent leaderboard player since the very first season of Battlegrounds, and I stream every day on Twitch, so feel free to check me out. In this video, I will go through 5 predictions about how I think the game will be played starting from later today when the huge Naga patch is going to be released, so hype. For the sake of brevity, I'm gonna assume you read the patch notes and you know a couple of things about the game, so I'm gonna skip over explaining stuff in the details. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this. So, prediction number 1. Nagas are gonna be snowballing. Why do I say this? Just take a look at these 2 drops, Snail Cavalry, but most importantly, Lava Lurker. They synergize so well with the Spellcraft keyword, and there are 2 Spellcraft cards on turn 2, and they retain something. Spellcraft, the weak point of the spells is that their value, their effect only lasts for 1 turn, but on these 2 drops already we can retain some of the value. This will cause a pretty good scaling that is most importantly consistent and for free. We could compare those cards to Wrathweaver or Saurolisk, but for those cards you need to keep buying either demons or death rattles in order to keep the scaling going. For the Nagas, you don't, because Spellcraft is for free and it comes every start of the recruit phase. So this is gonna give you a lot of tempo and value over time, and it will allow you to just power level. You can power level, you can go for the 4 drops, you can go for the 5 drops, then it's your call. Personally, I think I would go for the 6 drop immediately because I think the Naga 6 drops are pretty good. We have a Naga Caligos and we have a Naga Jimmy, more or less, and they're pretty interesting. And personally, the first game I will get a perfect setup on turn 2. I will just level up to the moon and try to get the 6 drops in before eventually including the 5 drops as well. Most important, probably the Divine Shield one, so that you can shield your Lava Lurker and every turn an extra card. It's going to be pretty exciting, but I think quite snowbally. We will see. Prediction 2. Leroy Jenkins! Exactly, Leroy is joining the Battlegrounds and it's gonna be a meta-defining card. How do we beat a giant Divine Shield taunted Lava Lurker? Leroy first position. How do we beat a giant Deflector in first position? Taunted Leroy. Our opponent is a Domo main, Major Domo, and is scaling a 1 huge Cyclone. Bam! Again. Taunted Leroy, and the Cyclone is gone. So it's gonna be a very interesting card. You need to keep in mind it's not a Spore, so it cannot get Divine Shielded. I mean, it has actually anti-synergy with Divine Shield because you want Leroy to die. So Leroy cannot really fit into full Scam Poison build with Selfless, Baron, and Poisonous units because it wouldn't really work that well. It would be a wasted Divine Shield. But Leroy is very good at going 1 for 1. That's the only thing Leroy could do. Go 1 for 1, and you need to do your best to pilot the Leroy attack into something really big. So according to how the game is going, you can manipulate Leroy. Now thanks to Spellcraft, you also have temporary taunt for 1 turn, thanks to the Spellcraft spell. So I mean, it's gonna be really interesting to see how the tech meta evolves in the late game. It's gonna be different. It's not just poison now, there is also Lyrae, which is a similar effect, but that works in a different way, so it's gonna be really interesting. Prediction number 3. Return of the Quillboard? Maybe. Early Quillboard synergy on turn 2 may be the only thing that can contest early Naga synergy, mainly because Quillboard has the shield in the tough task, so the trace could go well for the Quillboard. So in the early game you could be doing fine if you get lucky with good Quillboard synergy. The new 6-drop that is replacing Flat Tusk is straight up better than Flat Tusk in Quillboard setups. So yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting. Also, Bristleback Knight is coming back, and oh boy, Bristleback Knight was always a strong card in this game, so I'm excited to see it coming back, and like it's gonna be a big buff for Quillboard setups. Also, last but not least, the new 6-drop is a huge buff to the Hoggar Flat Tusk, or like the new 6-drop combination, because you don't have the APM burden of having to play the gems all the time, and also the hand space problem. So basically, if you get just one Hoggar and the new Quillboard 6-drop, you can basically increase the value by a lot without like being concerned about hand space or APM. So it's gonna be quite interesting. Hoggar Flat Tusk was one of the strongest combo in the game back when Quillboard were released, so I'm pretty excited about that. Prediction number 4. Amalgam meh. Back in the days, Nightmare Amalgam was a 2-drop and it was played in every single comp, at least one copy of it. Now, Nightmare Amalgam comes back as a 3-drop, and the game in the meantime has been power creeped quite a lot, as it's normal in a card game, but it still happened. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna play Standard Curve and then on the 8 gold turn I'm gonna buy a couple of Amalgadons, that's not gonna work. You're gonna get left behind. You could try buying Amalgadons on the 6 or 7 gold turn in case you level to 3 early, but yeah, that could be a risk as well. I don't think Amalgadons will like really shine in the next meta, but they of course will be played in maybe Naga, Dragons or Quillboard comps as a flexible unit that can take advantage of all the tribe specific buffs, but also take advantage from something else, like for example module, or you know, random buffs like Jags. That could be interesting. And of course the mid-late game dream about making a perfect Amalgadon will still be there, and people are gonna chase that dream like crazy when Murlocs and Mechs are in order to make a perfect Amalgadon. Prediction number 5. Avenge. Before baddies were introduced, Avenge cards were dominating the meta, left and right. Baddies made Avenge cards almost unplayable because they caused spikes exactly in the turns where you're supposed to get value from the Avenge cards. But now baddies are gone. Will Avenge dominate again? Probably not, because there was one major change, Acolyte to Tavern 2. So now that you cannot implement Acolyte in Water Curve anymore, Avenge is less spicy, but still, those cards are strong, and you can be sure people are gonna slip back to those playstyles again. And in some lobbies with elementals and demons in and maybe Murlocs out, those strategies are gonna work, are gonna win lobbies, and it's gonna be interesting. I'm not sure about the Naga Avenge cards, even though it's an Avenge, a Tavern 3 Avenge card, and we know from Doomsayer how broken that could be. It doesn't give permanent value, and also Nagas don't really go well with Avenge, since they don't have any death rattle. They're just pile of stats with some utility. So I'm not sure, like I don't think I really don't think the Naga Avenge card will do well, but we're gonna see. But yeah, Avenge for sure, interesting stuff. Okay, those are my predictions. I'm really excited. I'm so looking forward to starting this new season with this new tribe. New content is always extremely exciting, so yeah, I'm gonna meet you in the Battlegrounds, and let me know in the comments if you have more predictions, or if you don't agree with me, or if you agree with me. See you in the next video. Bye bye.